Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing? I hope you all are doing well. My name is Simon Preston, and welcome back to Reggae Boys Commentary. This is the channel where we come together to discuss everything in relation to Jamaican football, men's, women's, youth, you name it. We got it right here on Reggae Boys Commentary. So, folks, a big week ahead, a very, very big week ahead, not only for the under 17 Reggae Boys, but also for the senior Reggae girls as well. In many ways, you could say this is the penultimate stage in terms of preparation for the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand. And in many ways, you have to give credit for what lies ahead. Why is that in particular? Well, let me explain. You see, the reality of the situation is this, folks. Jamaica are in Australia. Jamaica's group stage games are also in Australia. And if Jamaica are to finish first or second within their group, their round of 16 game, their quarterfinal game, their semi-final game, and the final or third place playoff will also be in Australia. So potentially, if Jamaica plays 7 games in the World Cup, all of them will be in Australia. And the 3 group stage games, all in Australia as well. A grand occasion for the Reggae girls. And before we continue more with this preview in particular, I implore you, if you haven't already, smash the like button. And after you smash the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. All right, folks, really, really appreciate that. So let's get right into the matter, shall we? Let's get right into the matchup. Jamaica against Spain. Think about it for a moment, folks. The Reggae girls against European teams. It doesn't happen very often, doesn't it? Think about it. The Reggae girls against UEFA teams. If you think about it deeply, it doesn't happen very often. The Reggae girls played Scotland in 2019, where they fell 3-2 at Hampden Park, and against Italy at the World Cup itself in France. Apart from that, not many games against UEFA teams. But Spain puts together a different piece of the puzzle. Why? Spain are the defending champions of the FIFA Women's Under-17 and Under-20 World Cup. In fact, at the Under-17 level, Spain won it back-to-back, 2018 and 2022. Trust me, I've seen the players, Patricia Guejarro, Claudia Pina, and we're going to talk a little about one of those players in particular, a little bit deeper, but I'm making the point that this Spanish team is absolutely no joke. I watched them, the United States against Spain, round of 16 of the World Cup in France in 2019. That was the game. That was the game that gave the United States that thorn in their flesh, that monkey on their back. That was the game that really, really made them sweat, and they had to grind out a result. And the Spain team from then to now has matured, has evolved. Players that have medals around their necks, won trophies for their country, club-wise as well, for Barcelona as well, winning Champions League titles, winning La Liga titles as well. So it's a team that is growing in experience. Still, they have youth on their side, but they have matured on from that 2019 squad. So that tells us everything that we need right there. That Jamaica is coming up against a team that is extremely, extremely solid, robust, ready for battle. So, with that being said now, folks, what is the Jamaican delegation like? Well, I'll let you guys know what that involves. And basically, it is a simple scenario. Ewan Scott, head of delegation, Crystal Walters, team manager, the head coach, Lauren Donaldson, Xavier Gilbert, and Laurie Thomas are the assistant coaches. William Hitzelberger, Central Carbon performance staff, Alyssa Whitehead, goalkeeper coach, team doctor, Dr. Gillian Lawrence, Devin Lawson, masseur, Sandra Codling, physiotherapist, and Omar Folks, the equipment manager. The squad itself, that is in Australia, Sydney Schneider, Chantal Swaby, Alison Swaby, Denisha Blackwood, Vian Sampson, Drew Spence, Trudy Carter, Tierney Wiltshire, Atlanta Primus, Tiffany Cameron, Rebecca Spencer, Shayna Matthews, Jodie Brown, Satara Murray, Paige Bailey-Gale, Victoria Williams, Cameron Simmons, Havana Salone, Calissa Van Zanten, aka Kiki Van Zanten, Leah Brooks, Soleil Washington, that's right, the sister of Giselle Washington, Peyton McNamara, who goes to Ohio State, Rachel Jones, and Kayla McKenna. Yes, as you know, she got married recently, so not Kayla McCoy, but Kayla McKenna. So that is the Jamaican squad. Bunny is not in the squad due to personal reasons. And we know some changes were made with Siobhan Wilson and Shania Hales, which brought the introduction of Tiffany Cameron and Kayla McKenna within the squad itself. Now, let's start with the Spanish side of things, the Spanish women's senior team. Now, Spain, I mentioned their record at a youth level, and under the head coach, the senior team now, in relation to Jorge Vilda, it's been a process for them since 2015. The 41-year-old has matured this team to a level where they are one of the top ranked teams in the world. Remember, Spain's first World Cup qualification was 2015. 2015. And 2019, they got to the round of 16. And 2023, I'm telling you, Spain could be in the quarterfinals. I could definitely see them being a quarterfinalist at the World Cup. Most definitely. There were quarterfinals as well at the European Championships, but they fell to the eventual winners and host nation, England. They took the lead in the 54th minute, but England late on with Ella Toone and Georgia Stanway did their job, and England went on to claim the European Championship. 2022 for Spain was a compelling year. They only lost 2 games that calendar year, one against Germany in the group stages of the Euros, and of course against England in the quarterfinals. Apart from that, they've had wins and draws. And to be quite frank with you, 10 wins. 10 wins this calendar year. But something to note, ever since their elimination from the European Championships in July, Spain have been a team that have had impressive starts, scoring goals early within games. Against Hungary, the 24th and the 27th minute. Against Ukraine, the 15th minute and the 29th minute. In the contest itself, against the United States, the 2-0 victory in October, scored in the 39th minute. Against Argentina, scores in the 20th and 28th minute. And of course, against Japan in the 8th minute. The way that they start games, very fast, high intensity, high energy, high movement. And that is something that you can pay keen and special attention to with Spain over the last 6 games that they've played. Really, really a team that will be diligent with possession, not wasteful. And that is something for the Jamaicans to bear in mind in this Cup of Nations tournament. So Jamaica will face Spain in just a few hours. Just a few hours, folks. Just a few hours. Have you set your alarm clocks? You got your coffee? Yeah, make sure you do. You're going to need it. Get your coffee. Yeah, get your coffee. You're going to need it. Jamaica against Spain. Then on the weekend, Jamaica against the Czech Republic and against Australia on the 22nd. So the Jamaicans play Australia at the McDonald Jones Stadium in Newcastle. But earlier, they play at the Comeback Stadium in Sydney. But before that, they take on Spain in Gosford at the Industry Group Stadium. So, let the games begin. Let the games begin, folks, because Jamaica is ready. Ready for the world. Spain come into this tournament ranked 7th in the world. Czech Republic, 28th. Australia, 12th. And Jamaica, 44th. Spain, number 7 within the world. On the Spanish side of things, who does the Jamaicans have to look out for? Who are the key players from the Spanish side of things that could give the Jamaicans a difficulty? Well, Ena Navarro, Atletico Madrid, is a key player to keep a very, very close eye on. She was a member of the Spain squad that won the Under-20 World Cup in France in 2018. A very, very important player to keep a very, very close eye on. That is Ena Navarro. She plays for Atletico Madrid and she's a forward, 22 years old, 5'3", already with a handful of goals at the senior level in 5 appearances for her country already. And you look at the squad as a whole, the Spanish team, from being in the goal to up the field. Maria Rodriguez, 23. Ivana Andres, 28. The outlier, you could say, of this team. Maria Mendez, 21. Berta Pujadas, 22. Paola Tomas, 21. Teresa Alvareda, 23. Marta Caro, 32, the oldest player in the squad, and one of only 2 players in the squad above the age of 25. Fiamana Benitez, 18. Antelisa de Castillo, 22. Ena Navarro, 22. Salma Palajuela, 19. The entirety of the Spain squad, bar Jennifer Hermoso, plays their club football within Spain. Jennifer Hermoso plays her club football at Pachuca in Mexico. She is the most experienced player within the current squad. 46 appearances, 46 goals in 93 appearances for Spain. 32 years of age, 5'9", operates like a false 9, but also as an attacking midfielder as well. She scores goals. She scores goals. And also, she scored 2 goals at the 2019 FIFA Women's World Cup in France, where she scored a brace against South Africa. Now, let's talk about Jamaica, shall we? Yep, let's talk about Jamaica. All right. So, how could Jamaica line up? Well, I'm going to go with the 4-3-3. I do think with no Bunny, with no Siobhan Wilson, with no Shania Hills, there's an opportunity to do a degree of experimentation. And I think it's clear that this is something that could come to fruition. So going with a 4-3-3. Now, if you realize with the traveling delegation, you have Rebecca Spencer, you also have Sydney Schneider. Sydney Schneider is now in an environment where she's getting games. There's 3 games, but for the first game against Spain, I'm going to go with Rebecca Spencer. All right. Leah Brooks has also traveled. The number 23, Leah Brooks, she has also traveled with the team as well. All right. Leah Brooks has traveled with the team. Who knows? She could be traveling as well to Australia for the World Cup as well. And this is great for the Reggae girls. And you know why, folks? Because they're getting accustomed to conditions. They're getting accustomed to their environment months before. You know what I'm saying? Months before the actual World Cup. Now, in defense, Alison Swaby, Chantal Swaby. We're going to go with Den at left back. And at right back, we're going to go with Tierney Wiltshire. Front of them, I'm going to go with Havana Salon. Go with Drew Spence. Also, Trudy Carter. Up front 3, Jodie Brown, Shayna Matthews, and Tiffany Cameron. This is the 11 that I've gone with for the Jamaicans in this game against Spain. There's 2 reasons why I've gone with this. So a key ingredient was when the foundation was laid in 2021 under Hubert Busby with giving Rebecca Spencer her debut. Now, this was evident when she took the field against Nigeria. What Jamaica is building on, hoping to improve upon, is this. I'll show you by bringing out Spain's likely system, which is a 4-3-3. This is how Spain looks on paper, roughly speaking. Now, it was something that started originally in the Olympic qualifiers in 2020, but was enhanced in 2021 under Busby. So Alison Swaby with possession. And the key was to beat these lines. And it's something that is evident that you will see as well. So this is 1 bank, 2 bank, 3 banks. Of course, you have the full box that'll be in these sorts of vicinities as well. The plan is to beat these horizontal lines, these horizontal lines. And by getting past the first 2 lines, to be quick as possible in the last line. That is something that is being worked upon. Now, Spain, they're a diminutive team, but when they're on the ball, they're threatening. So, Spain, when they are not in possession, they like to spread. And usually, when they spread, you have more space centrally. And that is something for the Jamaicans to really, really work upon in terms of penetrating those flaws. So you can be progressive with the ball, send it to the front 3. You know, Jody can be able to cut on our right foot. Tiffany can cut on our left foot. Chain her through the hole. So those are avenues to be exploited. Things that should not be neglected by any means. Now, I spoke earlier, and I spoke about in particular the Spanish side of things. And I want you to be aware that in relation to the Spanish squad in particular, while they might not have the size on the ball, they move it really well. They move the ball really well. And I believe this is the perfect test for Jamaica. The perfect test ahead of the World Cup. The perfect test ahead of France. The perfect test ahead of Brazil. Because Jamaica is rubbing shoulders now against the best teams in the world. They have done so against the United States and Canada. But European teams coming to the fore now. European teams stamping their authority. We saw the Netherlands in the final in 2019. We saw England win the World Cup, win the European Championships. Me preempting it. But definitely you see the element that is taking place right now. The Reggae Girls are going to be playing against France in Sydney, the playoff C winner in Perth, which is on the western part of Australia, and back into the East Coast, which is Melbourne. Now, you might say, okay, Simon, what's the situation with the playoff winners? Well, the playoffs commence on the 18th and end the 23rd. So on February 23, 2023, Jamaica will know who that other opponent is. Will it be Chinese Taipei? Will it be Papua New Guinea? Or will that reshape again? And it could be Portugal or Thailand. But certainly it is a tough group. A very, very tough group to pay keen and close attention to. Will Portugal get to their first World Cup? Will Haiti get to their first World Cup? Haiti plays Senegal. And then they face Chile. Could we have 2 Caribbean teams at the World Cup? A lot to be analyzed. But folks, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me hear what you guys have to say. My score prediction, I'm going to go with Jamaica 2, Spain 2. What are your thoughts? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know what you think. And of course, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to Reggae Boys Commentary for more content. All right, guys, take care.